Welcome back to another episode of the Blitz. I'm your host, Brennan Gagan.
I am Johnny Clumpy.
And today, gonna be a short episode. Not much going on in the NFL other than the combine, but we're only one day into the combine. It was linebackers and defensive linemen yesterday. Some big names who performed to their expectations. Others didn't even work out. And then once we're done giving a recap of day one of the combine, we're going to talk about some bracketology for March Madness, which is coming up in about 3 weeks. Johnny's favorite time of the year. So
Should be everybody's. But
Oh, yeah. It should be a national holiday.
yeah, just give us the 3 weeks off of everything.
It's like that should
I'm
be our
fine with
spring
that.
break. That should be our spring break. Devin Osman is our producer, by the way, as well. But, yeah, we'll get right into the combine because I really want to talk about bracketology. So,
As you can tell, where the focus of this football show is at deep into February.
yeah. So, couple key names, key edge rushers that did not participate. Abdul Carter of Penn State actually just found out he's got, I believe, a stress fracture.
It's saying right.
Yeah, he's got a stress fracture. So,
Which is sad.
yeah,
'cause
he's got a stress fracture in his right foot. Hasn't decided if he wants surgery or not yet. To me, yeah, I got a Penn State shirt on right now, but I don't think, he should probably get the surgery because I don't think that's going to do anything to his draft stock.
No.
Like, he played Notre Dame with one arm and still, put pressure on the quarterback. Like, people know this guy's a beast. Might as well just,
He's mid, but
Yeah.
sure. No, just kidding.
But, yeah, so he wasn't working out. He might go number one overall for all we know, but, yeah. Jalen Walker, edge for Georgia, he also has not worked out. I don't really know Jalen Walker too much.
I think he was one of the best. He was really good. Well, obviously, but he goes to Georgia. But I think he was one of the defensive player of the year in the SEC.
Yeah.
I think it was either him or a corner.
Well, I know Michael Williams, who's another Georgia
Because
linebacker.
Jalen's if he wore 11, they talked about him the entire time during the. Yeah,
He's number 11.
yeah. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. Let me look.
Is he an edge or is he like a?
He kind of more of an edge, but he can also play a Parsons
a-
kind of,
yeah.
where it's he can drop into coverage, but he's mainly.
Yeah, so you got him. Michael Williams, his teammate, also a Georgia linebacker. He did not work out. Michael Williams is one of the best linebackers in the draft, so no surprise there. Mike Green of Marshall did not work out. Apparently Mike Green's supposed to be good. I don't really have any knowledge on Mike Green, mainly because he's from Marshall.
He lit it up at the Senior Bowl.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because I saw a bunch of Bears fans were talking about him because we need a edge.
You guys need everything.
Oh, never mind. He wasn't. He was not Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. I remember he was
Who was?
Oh, he was the best linebacker, I think.
Oh.
I want to say. Hold on. Keep talking.
I'm
will find the
I'm
answer.
not quoting you, so. Nick Scorton from A&M. Pretty sure he's an edge too. He did not work out. Jack Sawyer from Ohio State, he did not work out, and a couple other guys. But some guys who did work out, James Pierce Jr., edge from Tennessee, who, if I had to guess, probably throughout the whole season, he was the second behind Carter.
Well, he was
for
actually
Penn State.
first before the year.
Yeah.
Because I remember he was
Yeah.
getting number one pick talks, but a lot of people were he's too small for it.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew the quarterback class was weak, and then Travis Hunter decided to be
Yeah.
historically good
Yeah.
as a two-way. So
But yeah, Pierce ran a 4.5 flat his first run, and then his second run topped it with a 4.47, which is really fast for a 6'5" guy.
I mean that's pretty light, honestly.
Yeah.
I know Devin runs a 3.5 so
Devin's not cracking.
Sure.
Devin's not cracking 4. Devin's
not-
finishing in
Dude.
the 5s.
You might finish in the 6.
For how much? What is this?
40-yard dash.
You're probably right.
Have you ever ran a 40?
We had to in APC last year. I forgot what I got.
Yeah. Okay, I'm below.
Right.
I'm like a 4.
No, I actually.
Thank
for
you
what?
very- Like 4.
For what?
Probably high 4.
Okay, because like, don't even think you're low 4.
No, I'm probably like a mid to high 4.
No,
Okay,
you're not mid.
no, you're
Mid's
not mid.
already
Mid is
high.
Tyler for sure. Mid, like
Yeah.
that's.
No, you're slower than you think in the 40-yard dash. I'm sorry, I'm not close to the mic. But
I'm pretty sure I like have done it. I just don't remember at all what I got. I think I was high 4 maybe.
You were probably
Low
the high 4 would have been like.
I like how I just threw out
4.99.
Tyler for sure. Tyler for sure is a decathlon athlete
Yeah, in college.
in
Like,
college,
100
and
meter
he runs
pole
like
vaulter.
I think he runs like a 4.4.
Yeah,
Is that that's got to
that
be
would
that.
sound about right.
I run a 5.03. So I'm barely
Okay, yeah,
in the
you're
fives.
in
You're
the-
definitely
Alright,
way.
I'm
yeah,
high
you're
fives.
past that. Yeah.
I think I'm either low 5. I think I either got really low 5s or I was like 4.9. I don't remember that.
That's what my
I
goal
feel
is
like I'm
in
giving
college.
myself too
I'm
much
better
credit.
with like I did better long jump in the 40 yards when we tested.
What did you get on long jump?
Like I don't remember.
Don't say
but
16 because you're not.
It was not 16. I
If it
know
was
it
it
was
6?
more. It was more than I am tall. So that's something.
I mean that's
It
that's
should
supposed to
I-
be. Well,
I
here,
would
yeah,
hope
okay.
So if it's a long jump.
Okay, so James Pierce, he's 6'5". His broad jump, because that's like the professional name of it. I don't know.
No, long jump's the track event where you get like the full head start and you jump into.
Well, I hope you jump further than what you like.
Yeah. No,
What
I
your
don't-
height is? Okay, well, broad jump. Broad jump's when you're like standing still and you're
That's what we
jumping.
did.
This guy jumped 10 foot 3 inches.
Yeah, I did not get that. I can tell you that much. There
Uh,
was one kid that got like 12. It was.
My broad jump's really bad.
yeah,
I,
so,
I can't like pick my legs.
mine was
up, I
like
don't know.
mine was like an 8.
I would like get far kind of, but like my legs don't like.
I think that's what mine
come
was
with me.
around.
Yeah,
Well, you're taller than me, so.
but yeah, and his vertical jump was 31 inches. Which,
I'm just kidding. I don't have a good vertical.
yeah, and then his 10-yard split is 1.56 seconds. So, pretty good day for James Pierce. Definitely a first rounder. Definitely like a 11 to 20 pick.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think he goes top 10.
Yeah, especially plays a valuable position too. That'll.
Jahad Campbell from Alabama, also another really good linebacker. I think he's an edge too. He ran a 4.5 240. Broad jump was 10 foot 7 inches, and his 10-yard split was 1.53. So he did not broad jump, or he did not vertical jump. He had 4 inches better on his broad jump than Pierce, and he had 0.3 seconds better than Pierce on the 10-yard splits. Pierce had the better 40, so yeah, I think Campbell also goes first round. Shamar, whatever. Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M, he ran a 4.59, 40 vertical jump, 40-inch vertical jump. Also had a 10 foot 7 broad jump, and his 10-yard split was 1.58. And then Donovan, how would you say that?
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Ezeruko? Ezeruko. I guarantee the A is silent.
Yeah, that's Ezi or Ruku.
Okay.
Ezi or Ruku, I think.
What even college is he from?
Boston College.
Boston College?
That's got to be a typo, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely supposed to be Boston College.
Yeah.
Right?
Gotta be. But his vertical jump was 35.5 inches, and his broad jump
It's
was
Boston College.
9 feet 11 inches. So, and he didn't run the 40. He didn't 10-yard split. But yeah, that was about it. That was about it for day one. We're looking at some of the grades. Abdul Carter, no grade because he's got a stress. It's called a stress reaction in his right foot. Jalen Walker is doing his I don't know what he's doing. James Pierce received an A. He said he's got mediocre bend. I'm not taking that.
Pause.
Jahad Campbell got an A minus.
According to CBS, by the way.
Yeah.
You're not grading.
Shamar Stewart got an A plus.
Tough.
I guarantee you not one of these guys have a B. Yeah, the Donovan guy from Boston College got an A minus.
This wasn't even good. I guess it's all like relative, like to expectation. If you think about it, like where were you going to get drafted? So it's like, did you improve your stock or not?
Yeah, that's
So, like,
kind of.
I never heard of the guy, and they literally mistyped Boston College.
Yeah,
Which is kind of hilarious.
but yeah. So that was the combine. We got. I don't know who's going today, but we still have quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers,
Basically.
corners. Yeah, we still have everybody to go. But for some free agent moves, there hasn't been many, like no signings, but Chiefs franchise tagged.
I thought it was more, and I just hadn't seen them. Like there were smaller guys getting franchise tagged because I pulled up the list of franchise tags. Have we been over this yet?
No.
Okay, well, there's not a lot, so I think I can just read through them really quick. Trey Smith, franchise tagged, 1 year, $23.4 million yesterday. I'm not happy because he was a very big candidate for the Bears, and now this means we're probably going to have to draft an O-lineman, which I didn't really want to do if we would have spent money on 3 good O-linemen, so then we could draft Genty, and then we'd have fun offensive weapons to pair with Ben Johnson. But if we don't get 3 offensive linemen this year, we're doing something wrong. This has expected to be tagged T. Higgins, which has been like known for like ever because they just don't want to pay him. So they are franchise tagging
They
him.
tagged him again.
He's expected to be tagged. And then Miami Dolphins safety Javon Holland is not expected to be tagged per report. It doesn't say from whom, but that's what
He's tough.
That's what
He's
Fox
so
Sports
tough.
says. And then the other franchise tag candidates are Trey McBride of the Cardinals, Ronnie Stanley, Baltimore Ravens, Osa Odigahut. Read the Cowboys guy.
Osa or the Higgswa.
Yeah, I don't know. These are all candidates, so there isn't like a report if
Yeah,
they're
it's
going
not, like,
to or not.
confirmed,
And
but,
then Detroit Lions defensive back Carlton Davis III, Minnesota Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold, and then the Philadelphia Eagles have Zach Bond and Josh Sweat, who both put on master classes in the Super Bowl. So they might just get straight up paid because they both will probably deserve it in the eyes of the franchise that just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, also, I was looking at Ticker and stuff, and it was talking about Travis Kelce saying he's not going to go out with the 24 season.
He's
Well,
come back.
yeah, no,
That
he's
is
come
true.
back.
He has come back, but
So I don't
it
know if you guys
wasn't.
want.
It wasn't confirmed that he was going to retire. It was just like speculation.
Yeah.
I would have been surprised if
If they-
Travis
he
retired.
pretty much has confirmed he's going to play
Yeah.
25.
If they won, maybe, but with them losing, he was never.
He'll win one more before he
Ruined the
retires.
plan of the proposal.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, and some Steeler news. We met with Najee Harris's agent at the combine, whatever that means. I love Najee too much for them to release him.
He's
But,
gone.
We can't franchise tag him because we have so many guys who are like on a contract. We should franchise tag Warren.
He's gone.
He's not gone.
Najee is gone.
Najee's not
I'm
gone.
sorry for you.
Uh,
He's gone.
Anyway, so yeah, that's about it for the NFL. Again, not much happening. So we got about 15 minutes left in the show. Like we said, short show. So last week we did bracketology for the first preview, and we were like a month away. Now we're 3 weeks away, and the bracket has already changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, because we had some teams get hot, some teams go cold. We had upsets happen. But I want to start with last night. I don't know what you were doing, but I was bored, and I came home from work, and Rutgers and Michigan was still playing.
I was studying for a quiz.
Were you watching it?
today. No.
Okay.
I was.
Rutgers led by 9 at the half, and then the whole second half it was so close, and it was 82-81, and Michigan had final possession, and Like they were taking it up the court and they passed it to. I don't even know. Did you see the clip?
Yeah, I saw.
What part of the court is that called?
For anybody who knows what a high school court looks like, it was beyond the volleyball line.
Okay.
Like, it was where, like, if there's a court logo, that's where it was from. Because you'll have, like, Michigan doesn't have one, but, like, in the NBA, there'll be, like, the United Center logo. So if you're imagining the Bulls court, he was at the back of the United Center word.
Yeah.
And hit a three.
And he drained it, too. I mean, it was, like, nothing but net. Like, that was a pretty good shot. And then
it wasn't even the best buzzer beater by the state of Michigan.
Nope.
In the last 2 days.
Because the night before, Maryland, 16th in the nation, hosted number 8 Michigan State, who's been on a heater. And Michigan State did not play a good game, but it was a tough game. It's a tough opponent. It was a great defensive game. And Maryland had it with, 3 seconds left. They put up a 3, and, they missed it. And Holloway got the pass, and he chucked it from, beyond half court. It was, a couple feet, behind the logo.
Okay.
And it went in. So, yeah. No, Michigan State, obviously. Little brother Michigan.
Well, Maryland sold because they decided with 4 seconds left to shoot a 3, giving Michigan State time to respond, and also not just trying to get downhill. I was a little bit wrong. It was also Namari Brunette was the Michigan player. This isn't more like the front of the United Center logo, if you can imagine where that is.
Yeah.
Kind of even with the coach's box line.
Yeah.
Like a step in front of the logo. Yeah.
But yeah, so some crazy things happening. As our bracketology was updated 10 minutes ago, according to CBS Sports. You wanna?
We did ESPN last week, by the way.
We
so
did.
There will definitely be a lot of
So
differences.
you wanna read the first 4, and then you could do South and. Wait a minute, I'm lost.
I could read the first 4.
You could do South and East, and then I could do West and Midwest.
Of course, you want to do the Michigan State bracket.
Of course.
They're losing in the second round. Anyway.
I'm giving you the Penn no, I'm not.
They're losing in the second round. You are giving me Purdue.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is way more. We're above Texas Tech. This is way more friendly to Purdue, also.
No,
than
this
Fox's
is also
bracket.
way more.
Fox's bracket. If Purdue had to play in it, we would either get first rounded or we would lose. We would get murdered in the second round. It was the worst possible bracket that Purdue could have gotten. Mike DeCourcy's bracket was terrible, so I'm happy we don't have to go through that. So the first 4 right now is Georgia versus Indiana and Xavier versus Boise State. Georgia has Asa Newell, so he's going to be a top 10 pick in the NBA draft this year. So I'm going to take the star, especially in the first 4 game. There's a guy that can take over the game, and then Boise State and Xavier. I couldn't really tell you anything. I don't really know much about either team. Xavier's the bigger conference, and I haven't really heard a lot about Boise State all year, so let's just say Xavier.
Yeah.
For the fun of it. Then the 16s playing games, it's Southeastern Missouri State versus Quinnipiac, and then Southern U versus Bucknell. So I couldn't tell you a single thing about the 16 seeds. Sorry. But we'll talk about the South bracket. Auburn gets the choice of playing in. I don't know where the final for that is. Also, CBS's first 4 out would be Texas, North Carolina, Baylor, and Ohio State, which is insane because Baylor's 31st in the net ranking, and they are out. Texas is 39, and Georgia's 37 in the net, and they're in the last 4 in, but the other teams are all above 43 and are in. So, based on net ranking, not very. They'd say it's wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, the South, I don't know where the actual region will be played, but Auburn gets to choose which region they want to play in because they're the top overall seed. So they get the home court advantage technically for the final game.
Yeah.
For the Elite 8 and Sweet 16. So Auburn plays the winner of Southern U and Bucknell. Gonna take Auburn. Think it's a safe bet. Then Illinois and San Diego State. Illinois has got too much star power, even though they're dealing with injuries. So, in my humble opinion, I'd take them. And then Clemson and San Diego State, UC San Diego.
Got a big UC San Diego guy here.
Huge UC San Diego guy. We're praying that they hold on and win out, and then UC Irvine wins the conference. So then both UC Irvine and UC San Diego get in. It'd be sick to see two mid-majors get in, especially with how bad the bubble is.
Yeah.
But the odds of that happening are very low. It'll probably just be one, even if UC Irvine manages to win the conference. I'm going to pick UC San Diego just because I want to see them win. I don't really know how well of a matchup this is for them because I know Clemson's pretty good, but Clemson also plays in the ACC. There's two other good teams in the ACC. So let's say UC San Diego. Then it's Iowa State versus Akron. Akron was one of the hottest teams in college basketball earlier this year. They had won a bunch of games in a row, but they are all short. Tallest players like 6'6" that they play. So, but Iowa State's a guard-heavy team. So it'd be this would actually be a cool matchup. Probably give me Iowa State, though. They're better than a 4 seed. Like, I know they haven't been playing like it, but they've dealt with injuries and stuff. They're better than a 4 seed.
Yeah.
Then you get Louisville, VCU, and then Kentucky and James Madison are the other pod. It's not Coach Cal anymore. Give me Kentucky. And VCU is really good out of the A10. Give me VCU. We're going a little less chalk than this time.
I like that.
The matchups are also a lot more favorable for
Yeah.
the mid-majors because the ESPN bracketology was it would be the worst possible draw for the lower seed. Then your final pod in the South is St. Mary's versus Oklahoma as a 7-10 and Wisconsin versus Montana as a 2-15. Wisconsin should not be a 2 seed after blowing that 15-point lead to Oregon.
Yeah.
There's some team. I guess maybe actually I don't know, but maybe I'm just a hater because they beat Purdue. Give me Wisconsin. Give me St. Mary's. St. Mary's doesn't allow you to score.
Yeah.
So
really good defense.
we won't go fully into the round of 32 matchups unless we get there halftime.
Yeah.
This is fun. A little go through though. Bracket preview. Make our own picks before we have our own show with Devin later. Week before March Madness, where we're actually gonna make brackets. Stay tuned for that. Duke would play the winner of Southeastern Missouri, Quinnipiac. Wonder who's going to win.
Quinnipiac, baby.
Yep. Southeastern Missouri State, first 4 to round of 32 after upsetting Duke. Vanderbilt and UConn. I like Vanderbilt. It's really cool to see Vanderbilt as something higher than a 10 seed, but UConn would probably kill them.
Yeah.
If Dan Hurley lost to Vanderbilt in a tournament game, that'd be the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of the sport, but it also wouldn't happen. So,
Give me
UConn, sadly, because I don't even like UConn that much. Then Texas Tech and Liberty. As far as mid-major goes, I haven't heard a lot about Liberty, so give me Texas Tech. And then Purdue draws High Point, which I think is actually a decent draw for them. Give me Purdue, not even biased, because so Fox's bracket had Purdue playing McNeese State, who forces a lot of turnovers, and Purdue plays terrible when they give up turnovers, which they're a very turnover-prone team. That's been their problem the last 3 years. And then they're also one of the more experienced teams in college basketball. So Purdue probably was getting first-rounded by them. If they would have managed to win that game, they would have had to go play Missouri, who's one of the most electric offenses in the country, and Purdue cannot guard a soul right now. So it was literally the nightmare draw for Purdue. It was it couldn't have been worse. So I'm happy that Purdue actually has a chance of winning. I wouldn't like to see Texas Tech. They were really hot a couple of weeks ago. I feel like a 5 seed's really disrespectful because they haven't really been losing bad games that I've been aware of. Texas A&M has lost 3 straight, which I knew.
Yeah, but realistically, why wouldn't you put Texas Tech above Purdue?
No, especially right now, Texas Tech I just think is the better team. But just going off ESPN, because I have they're a 3 seed. Texas Tech's a 3 seed.
Oh yeah.
On ESPN. I don't know how they're a 5 seed here because they feel better than 5 seed. I'd probably take Texas Tech. Sorry. Little rant again. But then Memphis, Arkansas, and St. John, Chattanooga is your 6-11, 3-14. St. John and Memphis pretty easily. This Arkansas team's talented, but Coach Cal has not won a tournament game.
Memphis is my dark horse to go to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. I already know that's gonna be
bad.
Bad?
Bad.
Bad?
Bad. They are
bad.
They're ranked as a mid-major, but they are not playing teams well at all. Like
They have like 2 like NBA prospects at guards.
that is true, but they lost to Wichita State last week. They also have struggled like heavily in conference play. Like they're winning, but they're not blowing teams out like they should be.
Yeah, especially if they gotta play St. John.
Yeah, like St. John is defending the living crap out of the perimeter and just shutting PJ Haggerty down.
Yeah.
Even though I do like Memphis would be cool. We like to see runs, but they've just struggled a little too much.
There's gonna be a run this year.
Okay, Maryland being a 7 seed is bad.
Yeah.
Like that's just flat out bad.
Should be minimum like 5.
There should be a 6 or 5.
Yeah.
Like at worst the best 6 seed.
Yeah.
They play Gonzaga. Give me Maryland. Gonzaga's not good this year. Then Florida would play Norfolk State. Give me Florida because they could before the Georgia loss were a 1 seed. So
That is true.
and it was at Georgia.
Yeah. So yeah, those were the South and the East pods. We'll make our way down to the West pod, where Houston is the number 1 seed. Houston will go up against Nebraska of University of Omaha, probably, if I had to guess.
It's Omaha. I don't know
Nebraska,
why they-
Omaha, or just
They
Omaha.
look like it used to call it Omaha.
Houston by 50. BYU and Utah State. BYU has been playing spoiler all year long.
Really disrespectful 8 seed.
Yeah. Give me BYU in that one. And then I think, like, we're not doing rounds of 32s yet, but BYU might be the team to beat Houston. But I don't know. I lost all my trust in Houston ever since I picked them to win my bracket. 5 seed Arizona versus 12 seed Drake. And then 4 seed Missouri versus 13 Yale in the next pod. I'm taking Missouri over Yale.
Which sucks because Yale, they upset Auburn last year and are
Yeah.
also like really good again.
Yeah.
But Missouri's just like way too high powered of an offense.
Yeah. And then give me Arizona over Drake. Then we got Mississippi State at the 6 seed.
They would get what?
They would play either, Indiana or Georgia?
Xavier
or
Boise State.
So they'd play either Xavier or Boise State. Mississippi State, I've not followed them that much this year. Couldn't really think of a whole lot
They've
about 'em.
just like hung from like 15 to 25 all year.
Oh.
Like it's the SEC, so they like lose to like the good SEC, like the top tier SEC teams, and then beat like the SEC teams who aren't as good as them but are also good.
Yeah.
So like
That makes
they're 7-8 in the conference, 19-9 overall.
so they're mid.
Like they lost to Missouri, lost to Bama. They lost to Oklahoma, which was bad, but like they beat Texas A&M, who was 7 at the time. They beat Ole Miss at Ole Miss, who was 19 at the time. Lost to Florida. So they've won all like the we're better than this team. Lost all of the we're worse than this team.
Yeah.
So
And then Michigan plays Towson. Michigan, not really much out there. 7 seed UCLA, 10 seed West Virginia, and then 2 seed Tennessee versus 15 seed. What school is that?
I think it's Central Connecticut.
Tennessee by 50.
Pretty sure.
And then UCLA and West Virginia. I'm going to go West Virginia for that one.
Really?
Mainly because I don't have an upset in that pod.
Yeah, it's not a very. Once again, these are bad draws for Drake. Could definitely beat Arizona because Arizona's like kind of volatile, I guess how you describe it. Same thing as last year. Like they lost to Princeton 2 years ago. They almost lost to Dayton last year.
Yeah.
And they lost to Clemson as a 2-6 upset in the Sweet 16. And Drake's very good. They're Ben McCollum, I'm pretty sure is the name of the head coach. He's coming from D2 and has brought a bunch of the guys from his D2 team over, but they just win. He just won. Like he won the conference every year in D2 and then won the Missouri Valley regular season title this year. So that would be the most optimal, and obviously it's a 5-12, but like even then, like the 8-9 is.
Arizona loves to
8-9
choke, too.
8-9 isn't an upset. I don't really care what you say.
It never is. But,
And you picked BYU anyway, but that was also a really disrespectful 8 seed.
And then final was Midwest. Alabama, the number 1 seed.
Yep.
They'll play Bryant.
Yep.
Bama. 8-9, Creighton and New Mexico. Creighton's good. So give me Creighton.
New Mexico is also good.
Yeah, but it's
what's his name?
yeah, but it's tournament Creighton.
Oh my God! No, New Mexico is one of the best guards in the country. Donovan Dent. Learn the name before he drops 30 on Creighton and your bracket's busted.
All right.
Just so you
I'll
know.
look over it. 5 Oregon versus 12 McNeese. I'm taking McNeese. You've hyped him up, so I'm taking him.
Okay, I don't know if they beat Oregon. I'm just saying, like, it's a nightmare draw for Purdue. But Oregon also, they, like, should be a 5, but they also shouldn't be a 5. They're the weirdest team. They have, like, they're the coldest team ever, but they have a bunch of quad 1 wins. They're very confusing.
Yeah. Gonna be hit or miss in the bracket. They'll make a run or they'll.
I mean, they
get booted.
just pulled off that huge comeback against Wisconsin, but, like, that's the only thing they've done since December.
Yeah. Number 4 Marquette versus 13 Lipscomb. Marquette. Kansas would play the winner of IU or Georgia, and it really depends on who wins that game. I mean, I think IU and Georgia can both push this Kansas team.
And this is not a good Kansas team. They also probably shouldn't be a 6 seed. But also, once again, Asa Newell would be the best. Let's not say best player on the court. But once again, you have the NBA talent of Asa Newell. If Georgia were to move on, and they beat Indiana.
Yeah.
I know I'm a Purdue fan saying that, but like this Indiana team is not very good. I know they just beat Purdue, but like it's not a.
Yeah, no, they're not
great IU team by any means.
3 seed Texas A&M plays Utah Valley. Texas A&M. And then the last pod is number 7 seed Ole Miss, 10 seed Nebraska, and then 2 seed Michigan State, and 15 seed Robert Morris. My grandpa went to college at Robert Morris. My grandpa went to college at Robert Morris.
Give me Robert Morris.
So I won't
Will he be cheering?
I'll actually be so upset if Michigan State chokes.
I hope they lose just because your grandpa went to Robert Morris. It'd be really funny.
This guy's like the biggest
Good.
hater
It would just be
ever.
good bragging rights for your grandpa. Because you're a Michigan State fan.
My grandpa does not care about that. But, yeah, so still got another week of regular season conference games. Then we got the conference tourney. And then we got Selection Sunday on March 16th.
Oh, first conference tournament starts like today. The ASUN tournament.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
Which is Lipscomb's tournament. So
They need to lock in.
the bracketology might be different because
well.
Lipscomb could lose.
It's going to be
in the
different.
ninth
It's going to be
tournament.
different regardless.
Well, yeah, but Lipscomb has been like the ASUN representative in the brackets all year, like in every bracketology, because they just pick whoever whoever's in first of the conference. That's really funny. JMU came out of nowhere because they were in the tournament last year. They beat Wisconsin, but like they weren't that good this year. And then obviously they were overperformed in football a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere and are now at the top of the Sun Belt. It's really funny. They're like back to being good, and they came out of nowhere and are now the number 1 team in the conference. So
Let them cook. Oh. Ooh, nah, John.
what?
No, you won't have Purdue winning your bracket, will you?
This is the first year I will not be making any bracket because I always do. Like
You're not making a bracket?
No.
Oh.
Purdue wins. I always
Jeez.
make like 2 brackets. I always make my real bracket.
Dude, I make like 20.
I always make my real bracket.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do like a couple. Like if I'm in a bracket, like I'll make my own for the ESPN bracket challenge. I'll make one if I'm in a group. I make one for like CBS with my family and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, and then I usually make another ESPN one where Purdue wins it all because like you have to.
Yeah.
This is the one year that I have zero faith in Purdue.
I've done Michigan State.
Like Purdue's
every
not
year.
hot going into it. Like
feel
they're
like you
not-
might
they're
as well
not a
just
1 seed. They're not going to win the Big Ten tournament. Like even the year they lost a bunch of games in February and kept getting upset, they ended up getting really hot. Or they won the Big Ten tournament that year, so it was like, oh, it's okay. Then they lost 50.
Well, what if they win the Big Ten tournament this year?
Dude, it's not going to happen. That's the problem. Like they went in cold to the. They lost a bunch of games in February, but they still won the Big Ten regular season title.
Yeah.
So like, it was just like they lost to IU, who was good. They lost to Maryland. They lost at Northwestern on Super Bowl Sunday. I remember where I was when I watched that game. So yeah, it was like they had lost a bunch of games and got upset a bunch of times, but then they ended up getting it back.
Yeah, they figured it out.
They played the lightest. The Big Ten tournament, every lower seed won, so they didn't have to play anybody good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they played Penn State in the final. It was like the 7th seed. I was there for that though. I watched that Big Ten tournament win. It was at the United Center in Chicago. I saw 2 of the games. Watched them beat Rutgers, which was great because Rutgers beat Purdue that year at Purdue. Cam Spencer, who then went on to UConn and be really good at UConn. Gamed us at Mackey Arena. Then we got our get back and beat them. Then they beat Ohio State. And then I went back to the United Center on Sunday, watched them beat Penn State. So, yeah.
You got a lot to figure out to do, though, because the Big Ten Conference is good. I'm excited for the Big Ten tourney, too.
It'll be a good one. It's
gonna be a lot
going
of
to
good-
be won by
yeah.
somebody random. It's always like, since like 2019, it's always been like the best. It's always been like one of the top three.
Yeah.
Like it's always one of the top three.
I feel like this one is going to be like random. It's
And
either
then-
going to be
and
Michigan
then out
State
of
or
nowhere,
a
there's like a
random one.
7 seed. Regardless, because there's usually like a drop off.
I can see Maryland doing it.
Well, but Maryland's a top 3 seed right now.
Yeah.
So like top 4. So it's
Yeah.
like you're gonna get one of the teams who have the buys, and then it won't be. Then it'll be like an 8 seed.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like you're gonna get like, or the number 1 seed is gonna go all the way. Like last year, Nebraska made it, but then Illinois won it and was like the 3rd best team. The year before it was Purdue was like the 3, and then Iowa was the 5. Or that was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Iowa won, and then the year in between the ones I just said was the Purdue Penn State, and Penn State was like the 7.
Yeah.
Actually, 2021 was Illinois, Ohio State, and they were both.
Oh, I remember that.
So like Illinois and Ohio State were like 2 and 3. So
Yeah.
that was like the last time it wasn't like somebody from the first day.
Yeah.
So anything's possible in the Big Ten tournament. But this year there is a significant drop off. It's like, but even UCLA's the 7. No, Oregon's the 7. So like,
Which is absurd.
so like we're gonna see probably, but like usually like the 7's like you get the good 6.
Yeah.
Where it's like these 6 are all top 5 seeds, and then it's like there's 3 10 seeds at like
Yeah.
at like
yeah.
8, 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
And this year it's like we have 6 seeds and 5 seeds up to like 7, and then it's going to be your IU, Nebraska, or Ohio State,
It
which
just,
is your.
it just kind of feels like all these teams in the Big Ten, like even like the 6 or the 7 seeds, they could be. Well,
Well, they've been ranked all year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Purdue's, regardless, like they have so many good wins that it's like they can keep losing, but they have the good enough wins to stay ranked. They better beat UCLA tonight.
But yeah, so a lot of more big games coming up this weekend, next weekend as well. Tourney's getting started soon. But yeah, next week as well, we are
In the PC3 media.
the PC3 world.
Covering the Couch sectional. I do not know the exact sectional number. I can try to pull it up. In northwestern Indiana. It'll all be covered on PC3 Media's YouTube channel, where if you're watching this, you're watching on.
Yeah.
Michigan
It'll be live
Roads.
on this channel.
It'll be live
So-
on this channel.
I got Tuesday, so I got the first round of games.
I'm covering at least Wednesday. I am playing my own sectional, so we don't know.
Johnny's
what
going to
games have go.
state.
Hopefully we win our sectional.
John-
Obviously, I'd like to commentate. but
Johnny's going to
I
state.
also want to see my team win a sectional.
He's going to state.
But it's Class 1A, Sectional 51 in Indiana.
I should be
Playing
doing
couch.
Tuesday with Brendan, and then the weekend, Friday and Saturday, possibly.
So our schedule is we play Tuesday. We should probably win. We'll play Friday, probably win. But barring a Vapo upset, which hopefully doesn't happen. Feel bad that I even put it out there. But
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll figure it out. Liskey, it's the Liskey era.
yeah, Vapa, we shouldn't have to. So I'll only be calling one game.
Anything could happen.
Hopefully we
So-
win the sectional.
Yeah. So, but yep, that's going on.
Stay tuned for the Couch sectional, Sectional 51 next week.
It's going on. Yeah.
Coverage starts Tuesday. There's 2 games Tuesday night. There's 2 games Wednesday night. Game on Friday. Semifinals Friday, and the finals Saturday. Be there all 4 of those nights and watch good high school basketball.
It's going to be competitive, too. So, that'll do it for this episode of The Blitz. Again, a lot of things coming within the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, some more NFL
Franchise
things.
tags and just signings.
Or
news that all happens.
anything. But I'm your host, Brendan Gagan,
I'm Johnny Clubby.
and we will see you next time.